So this is the dog, one of your run-of-the-mill, average, intelligent level dogs. Probably a little bit more intelligent than normal. I probably had a few things more figured out than most of my canine brethren. And then my master, the man, bought me a collar from Guadalajara or Guadalupe. We still haven't figured that one out. But that enabled me to talk, okay? There's a backstory involving the rabbit, a way deep backstory where the rabbit learned to talk first. And in those days, I didn't even talk, but there is precedence. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm really doing is I'm lounging around the big parlor room, watching the big old old-fashioned RCA, the square box boob tube, and really I'm just waiting for the next football game. But the man, he kind of staggers in like something's wrong, like he saw a ghost or something, and he plops down. I can never tell these days if the man's drinking bourbon or if he's sober, and I can never figure out which one's worse. There's a little point in there when he's drinking, he's not sober nor, but he's not drunk and wasted yet, that it seems to be the nicest. But between the sober and the drunk, he's almost nothing to choose from. It doesn't matter. But he says, look at this, and he shows me on his phone, and I'm like, I'm getting sick of this shit, you know? I want to watch football on the big blurry RCA. I want to look at your little screen at these kids. I'm an old dog. The man's 55 years old. What the hell is he watching this stuff for? So to put a synopsis on it, another, an hour of my life so that we could watch this thing called, I don't even know what it was called, but the one thing I remember is someone saying at the beginning, Angel Callaghan opens up about new doc. This place rules. So flash forward to the parts I can remember and my dog remembers. You got basically the son of Weird Al Yankovic, and he's getting interviewed by Jesse and Chester. Now, it looks as if Neff is playing the part of Chester, I think, the bleach blonde kid in the Dude Where's My Car thing. He's saying things like, hey, you want to hear something fucking crazy? That's what Chester says. Chester, played by Neff, he says, do you want to hear something wildly crazy? And everybody's like, yeah. He goes, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold it till the show starts. Meanwhile, he has to be told the show has already started. He doesn't know what to do, but he goes straight into it. He says, this is so fucking crazy. You're the first guest we ever had at the inception of the old podcast and at the inception at the new. And then Jesse has to interrupt him. And he says, no, so-and-so was on. He goes, so Chester says, what are you talking about? That guy doesn't even count. He's an idiot. And then so Jesse says, hey, bud, how about this other one? He says the name of another one, no less. And then Chester has to give up, and he does squeeze in one coherent thing when they're talking about Weird Al, the son of Weird Al's documentary. He slips in the fact that somebody, either Weird Al himself or the character in the documentary, is an avid shoe collector. I like these boys. I like the whole thing. It was an hour of my life we could have got back. If we would have watched it straight through, it would have been an hour. It's like an hour and a half, an hour and 2 minutes with the P times we had to put in there. It was a good thing. I got to say I liked it. The guy Hassan, the way you pronounce his name, and I believe it's Swahili. This is a little difficult because I'm an idiotic, stupid dog, but I looked it up. It's Hassan Thune. Hassan Thune is the entire name of Hassan. That's his given name for the place he came from. But, the thing about Hassan, I liked Hassan's haircut a little better the first time I seen it on Adam Driver. Hassan is a little bit like what you would call a more erudite Kyrie Ren, or whatever that guy's name. It's all right. The guy who played, not Luke Skywalker, but Luke Skywalker's dad before he just became an adolescent himself almost. It's all right. The whole thing was what you might say engrossing. You just kind of sank into the whole. And as a dog, I kind of thought it's kind of like football, but it's not. Football has more moments of flash and pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? If it's just three people sitting at a table with a one single camera shot, they got to really be talking about some really, really engrossing stuff to be like football. So I think I'm going to probably stick with the football, but we'll see. We'll see.